Hi, everyone. My name is Shakira, and today we're going to talk about what rich people don't want you to know about. So, number one, you want to start buying property. So, property is one way to build wealth, and you build it over time, one property at a time. Of course, there are some people buying multiple properties at a time, but as long as you are running at your own pace, as long as you're buying property, that is one thing that rich people do not want you to know about, and it is one path to wealth. So, what you have to think about is there will come a time when you are no longer able to work. And so it's good to start thinking about how are you going to make yourself safe and make yourself secure during that time when you're no longer able to work. And one of those ways is real estate. Those properties that you've accumulated over the years before you got to that time is what is going to sustain you. So essentially, when you buy property, it's a lot of work up front, but eventually it turns into passive income. So you are getting passive income on a monthly basis. And as those properties accumulate, the money accumulates. So that's one thing, one piece of information that the world does not know about or the world is not aware of. And I'm sharing it with you right now. Start accumulating property. Number two, it's a good idea to have a money goal. We have other goals in life. Our goals to perhaps finish a marathon or a goal to have a relationship or get married, or maybe your goal is to finish college or to write a book. But one thing that some people look over is that it's important to have a money goal. How much money are you going to invest this month, every month? What is your goal? At the end of the year, how much money do you plan to have at that end of the year? What is your goal? So number two, have a money goal. And so, okay, so buy property, have a money goal. Number three, start accumulating assets. And what is an asset? An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. So examples of assets are rental property, the stock market, owning a business. Those are examples of assets. So focus on buying assets. And so when it comes to the stock market has an average return of 10% every year. So go ahead and look at the calculators and calculate according to how much money you're putting in every month. What will you have? Whatever your goal is, what will you have in 5 years? What will you have in 10 years? What will you have in 15 years? Start getting on those calculators so that you can calculate how much money you plan to have when you retire, or if you plan to retire early, how much money it is you need to put in to get to the goal, your desired goal. So the more money you put into the stock market, you're giving it more to work with and it's compounding on a daily basis. The more money you put in, the faster you're going to get to your goal. If you put in less money, you will still get to your goal, but it's going to take longer. So just play around with the calculators that are out there, the investing calculators, decide what your goal is and how much money you're going to need to invest. on a monthly basis to get there. And by the stock market, I'm referring to things like the S&P 500, index funds. So it's important to be in the stock market. That is one example of an asset, the stock market. So the other example of the stock market, the other example of an asset is a business. And so business is actually the fastest way to create wealth, but it's something that we aren't taught. We're taught to go to school, get a good education, and get a job. So there is nothing wrong with that. That's great, actually. But you need a business. Businesses will help you to create wealth, and they will help you to create wealth faster. So when it comes to business ideals, I have a weekly podcast. I bring on a different person to the show every Sunday for different business ideals. If you're not sure which type of business you would like to do, I bring on millionaires and I bring on different entrepreneurs. You can get business ideas there. But also, there are people all over YouTube. So just look around and look and see what other people are doing as far as businesses go and see if it's something that you might be interested in. So creating a business is something very important and it is something that we're not taught. We're taught to get up, go to work every day. So that is the second example of an asset is a business. And then the third example of an asset, like I said before, is real estate, buying property. That is the most stable form of wealth building, but it does take some time. So you have to be consistent with that. That is a slower path than business, but it is a stable and secure and safe path, real estate. So that is a third example of an asset. So, like I said before, you're not quite sure what type of business you might be interested in starting, look around on YouTube, look and see what other people are doing. Check in with me on Sundays for my weekly podcast. And so that is what I have for you today is to think about your future and think about the key components that are used to build wealth and run your own race. Just put one foot in front of the other. And as long as you put in one foot in front of the other, eventually you will get there. So just remember that you're not in competition with anyone as far as this goes, because some people are not interested in building wealth. So you're not in competition with anyone. So just continue to run your own race with this. So if you like this podcast, please share it with one other person. Please hit the like button on your way out. Also, this is sponsored by elevationmentor.com. And what we do is we help you to get your first rental property. And so we show you how to find the deal, how to fund the deal, how to analyze the deal, and how to own property if you don't want to be a landlord. So if you're interested in real estate and this is your first time, you don't have any experience in real estate whatsoever, you can go ahead and reach out to me. My email will be below. It's info@elevationmentor.com, and we will see if we are a good fit. So on your way out, please hit the like button. It helps the channel, and hit the share button. And thank you for listening. Have a great night.